dim launch tools to alert where agents are nationwide. You're right, Tove. They released another one. Oh, Lord. I mean, come on now. But all right, shout out Tove. He said, yes, they were questioned, then they sent them to be detained and prosecuted in their home country to avoid a jurisdiction battle. Exactly. And then they caught them in international waters, not like they caught them on American land. So it's a little different when you catch them in international waters. It's a bit of a free-for-all on that one. So yes, thank you, Tove. But ain't that crazy how everybody's just trying to think like, oh, well, why didn't we bring them here if they were guilty? We caught them in international waters and we tend to get prosecuted in their own country that's probably ran by cartels. So they probably got hit with a smack on the wrist, in my honest opinion.
Plans to launch an ICE tracker. Freshly indicted New York Attorney General Letitia James is setting up a snitch line, a new portal where residents can send in photos and videos of ICE operations. And
really?
Over in Los Angeles, an activist is reminding agents.
So you're allowing certain people who hate ICE to start making clips of ICE that'll be out of context, and you're just going to start arresting them or trying to arrest them on those small little clips that you guys sent. They're going to do their best to paint ICE in the worst light possible. They're never going to give you the full context of the video, just like they did with that fat white lady they put on the ground. They didn't give you the story where she threw something at ICE. No, they just showed you where ICE had her on the ground arresting her. So that's already a slippery slope right there.
They're not the only ones with guns. Watch this.
They are not the only ones with guns in this city. They're not the only ones, and don't forget that. And I don't say that because we're calling for violence. I'm saying that because the people have every right to defend themselves against masked, unidentified gunmen.
They are not, bro. Okay, yes, they are masked. They are not unidentified. Those are ICE officers. And yes, they are officers, so they are allowed to have guns. What are you saying? Only the first point of what you said was right, is that they're masked. They are identifiable. So stop lying.
AR-15.
It's like, go ahead. Okay, if there's someone unidentifiable, shoot one of them. And then tell that to the press, and let's see how quick you go to jail when they say, what do you mean? They got ICE right here on the strap on their back. You're lying. I mean, go ahead, try it. F around and find out, because that's how I know y'all lying. Because I'm be real with you. If there's an unidentified guy trying to yoke up people and you can't tell who they are, I mean, let's be real. You would be able, you would put it on camera and it'd be obvious. But every time I've seen ICE on camera, they're identifiable. You see ICE right on them. So that's how you know people are lying.
Jeans and other military rifles.
You know, kind of sounds like you're calling for violence there. President Trump says he will not.
And that's the liberal in the group saying that.
Deploy the National Guard to San Francisco after a conversation with Mayor Daniel Lurie. And here's why.
Some friends of mine, very successful people. Mark, everybody knows him, and Jensen, everybody knows Jensen, NVIDIA, and others called me from San Francisco, and they said, we're working really, really hard with the mayor, and we're making progress. Would it be possible for you to hold off for you?
All right, shout out to my man Hellbat. He says, Antifa more unidentified. I mean, man, ain't that the truth? Antifa's more identified. I mean, you could at least see the ICE officer's ears, bro. Antifa, bro, with the whole shiesty mask, could only see their eyes. I mean, you can't even see these guys' ears, and they yell in your face, tell you you should be going harder against ICE. You should be committing violence. I mean, which one's more of a threat?
You to hold off the surge. We are holding off that surge, everybody, and we're going to let them see if they can do it. I said, I think we can do it much faster. I know we can do it faster.
All right, so Dana, let's talk a little bit about this reversal. It's very interesting because it wasn't necessarily the mayor. It is some of these tech giants who have gone to the White House and talked to the president. They're the ones who are affecting policy, calling him directly and getting him to hold off on the National Guard. What does that say to you?
Well, the reason that Daniel Lurie is the mayor is because I can't remember the name of the previous
London
mayor.
Breed.
That was a disaster.
Yes.
And everything was going to hell in a handbasket.
Watch your mouth.
I feel like Kennedy when I said that. And so he's actually taking steps to make it better. And he's got. And
shout out to my man. Hey, yo, shout out to my man Maine. He says international waters, feds, Antifa, etc. I mean, yeah, they're going to F around and find out. And shout out to my man, Maine Harbor. Appreciate the support, brother. And let's shout out to our man Steve O coming in again. He says, to be fair to Dems, their party was hijacked by USA haters, far left liberal lunatics who believes Roger Federline with lipstick deserves to face Sinatra. I mean, damn. Well, damn. Who believes Roger Fetterman? You mean Fetterman or Fedrin with lipstick deserves to face? No, I mean, hey. I mean, to be fair, that you're right. To be fair, they were taken over by the socialists, the Marxists, the downright the LGBTQ radicals as well, and they've adopted a lot of their positions, and they're pretty un-American. That's the problem that the left don't understand. They took some of the most un-American positions and try to force it on the American people, and it just did not work. And then let's be real, not only taking the most unpopular positions and pushing on Americans, but also running a hate Trump campaign, F MAGA campaign, and now you find out you done ostracized about 77 million Americans. So good job with that one. I mean, you only made your voting pool smaller by attacking Trump's voting base, the same voting base that you should be trying to convince to come on your side. But hey, it is what it is.
The buy-in from the community. So then, and they're willing to call the president. They have a relationship with him. And so we've been saying about the Democrats, you've got a problem with immigration, the shutdown, whatever.
And I mean, look, even if, it's so funny. Somebody made a comment like, you don't know what socialism is. Even if I didn't know what socialism is, when you got Democrats calling themselves Democratic socialists, like I'm just going with what they're selling us.
It is. Ask to meet and just be willing to go 60% of the way there, and he'll be there for you. And so I think that's partly what it is. And if they can show that they are making progress, then why would you send the National Guard there? That wouldn't make sense. On the fact that the Democrats are thinking about this ICE tracker, to me, that is such clear obstruction of justice. And you have to wonder, like, where's the dad of the Democratic Party? Where is dad to say, no, you are not doing that. Go to your room, think about what you've done, and then we can talk about it later. I don't see how that is not illegal, but I don't know the mechanism by which they pull it back.
Well, let's talk about that.
I know. Now I'm looking at the lawyer.
Well, no, because Paul, you're not only a former NYPD detective, Sergeant.
Inspector.
That's right.
Close enough for cable TV.
These are very important terms that we'll hash out later. You're also a lawyer. So I sense there's a little bit of disappointment from the San Francisco district attorney, who was saying that if, in fact, the National Guard or ICE agents go into San Francisco, that they will be arrested by local law enforcement and prosecuted. Your thoughts on that?
Good luck with that. We got this thing, the Supremacy Clause, all right? And under the Supremacy Clause, federal law trumps state law. And what they're relying on with that is that we're going to watch every bit of police brutality, ICE brutality, and we're going to charge states with like assault charges or something.
Oh, you said I'd rather be a racist than to be a commie. Same here. I'm be honest with you. Yeah, I'd rather believe in capitalism than be a straight commie and believe that the government has all my interest at hand. I mean, nah, I'm good. Oh man, ain't that crazy? But somebody was trying to say, y'all don't know what socialism and Marxism means anyway. Bro, your politician called themselves that. They exposed themselves for reading Karl Marx as well. Like, bro, even if we didn't know, you know that y'all damn snitch on yourselves, right? I mean, Zoro Mondani, Democrat socialist, Bernie Sanders, Democratic socialist, and they say it proudly. That's the hilarious part of it. So no, I'm just identifying who you guys say you guys are. I mean, it is what it is. If y'all want to get mad at it, then go cry to them.
Like that. Hey, it's not going to happen. It's never going to come to that. And I'm going to tell you one of the reasons it's not going to come to that. It's for the right reason. Because if you see these films, these ICE guys are taking tremendous abuse. It reminds me of the films that I saw in 2020 during the quote-unquote summer of love. My cops would be out there. I was out there. My guys are getting the heck beat out of them. They'd be sitting there quietly taking it like the professionals that they were. I had to watch one of my lieutenants get his face sewn back together. And then I had to watch Tish James, because this is her MO, in 2020.
And let's be real. I mean, some of y'all don't know what socialism is. Somebody was trying to say school is socialist. Well, not private schools. That's not socialism. That runs straight off capitalism, my friend. I mean, the police. Well, do we all have collective ownership of the police? No, the government kind of owns that. So no, not really. Not really. So all the systems that you say are socialist operates off either capitalism or a single entity ownership. So you really don't know what socialism is either. Well, actually, I actually do. Ain't that crazy? You're telling somebody who knows what it is, and you try to define it, yet you're wrong. But okay.
Same thing as the AG. She puts out on Twitter. Here's the phone number. Here's the direct email. Get to me with any instances of police brutality that you see. I'm walking with one of my guys. There's a guy on top of a car screaming and yelling. He says, get down off of that. The guy very calmly, this is a true story, pulls out his wallet, shows him ID from the mayor's office. De Blasio sent his people out to watch the cops. Meanwhile, they're trying to keep Macy's from burning down. They did $1 billion in change and damage. All these people injured. I had to take this poor lieutenant had to go to Queens to get his face sewn back together.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you don't know that socialism is about collective ownership, then I'm sorry, dog. We cannot have an intellectual conversation, bro. If you don't even know that, then I don't know what to tell you. It's about collective ownership. It's not about a single entity owning it. I mean, that's why they hate businesses. That's why they don't like billionaires, one single person controlling a lot of wealth. They don't like that.
Because all of the ERs in Manhattan were overrun with people that were injured, and they were all police officers, but we were the bad guys. Just to bring the rubber back to the road here, these are conspirators. And I'm telling you right now, and I'm sure that they're thinking this way, Patel and Bongino were thinking this way. You get somebody now who, from this ICE tracker, takes that information, hurts an ICE officer, and they can put that together from the metadata. Well, this Ron Garchez and Tish James and everybody else who are pushing this stuff, if you're in that traffic, good luck, because you're going to get indicted, because clearly they're not afraid to go all the way with this stuff. So if you got the ICE tracker going, and whether you're this congressman or whether these other guys making...
shout out Cool Kid team. Keem Cool Kid joined today. Cool Kid. I'm okay with reading out your ad, but you might want to add, where they can join you at. Hopefully it's on YouTube. But all right, guys, let's get right back into it. But it is kind of crazy how, somebody want to argue about socialism, don't even know the first rule of socialism. But hey, it is what it is, guys. Let's just keep it moving. And don't worry, we'll get into some socialists today because we are going to react to the New York mayoral debate, the last one. Because I heard Mandani kind of got ripped up on that one. But I doubt it. Because he came out and made a tearful speech to the Muslim community in New York and everybody was sharing it. And I'm like, God damn it. It's like this guy can't miss with a speech. He just cannot miss. And I want him to. And I don't want this man to win, but it's just looking like it.
Threats. You're on the radar screen and you put yourselves there. And you know what? This administration is not afraid of that.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to screw around here. But I was really kind of struck by that teacher. This is a high school teacher going out. Basically, he is inciting violence because, he's trying to sound like a tough guy saying, well, we're in South Central. Cops aren't the only ones with guns. What does that say to you?
Well, they're always teachers, aren't they? The one that was like this.
Yeah, why?
Always teachers. And a lot of them are elementary school teachers, which just scares the crap out of you.
And they're not even attractive, Jesse.
Never have we seen an attractive teacher threaten an ICE agent.
No, never.
Not that we want to, and not that we look at these things.
Van Halen would be upset.
But what happens is, so if you get more violence against ICE, all Trump's going to do is put more guard in to protect ICE. Yep. And then what's going to happen? There's going to be another reaction.
And if you start trying to arrest ICE, Trump's just going to pretty much enact the Insurrection Act, and he's going to start locking up your favorite politicians or your favorite Dems.
And it goes up the escalation ladder. And that's kind of what they want. They want to escalate. They want to rumble in the streets. It's clear. And it's going towards a civil war. No one wants that. You can't have cities, state, and federal agents all at war with each other. Nancy Pelosi said...
We don't want that either.
No one wants that. Nancy Pelosi said if the ICE agents come into San Francisco, or the Guard, that the San Francisco Police Department should blockade them and arrest them.
Yes.
What kind of collision course are we on here? And it didn't take Newsom to settle things, right? It took businessmen.
Yeah, now, and the scary part about that, Nancy Pelosi saying that, people might actually take that serious. It's Nancy Pelosi. She's like one of the top Dems. Like a lot of Dems respect her. So for her to say that is extremely irresponsible.
Yep. It took a mayor. The businessmen are running this country. The politicians have stepped out. They have no juice, none at all. Right. And if you're an agent, you're already on a cartel hit list. And now you're on a list from your own government. And they're basically saying they're going to debank you. They're going to make sure you can't say what you want online. You're never going to work in government again. It's really scary. I would never. Poor Dean Cain.
Yeah.
He's an ICE agent. Now he's on a list. He'll probably be on a no-fly list with Tulsi.
How ironic.
Former Superman.
On a no-fly list.
Very good, Greg.
We'll be right back. No, actually, we won't. This is another example of an imaginary problem and an imaginary solution. What is the imaginary problem? ICE agents doing their job. What's their imaginary solution? An ICE tracker. What do you do with an ICE tracker? Once you track, you're going to make a citizen's arrest? Are you going to interfere with their job? Are you going to do a lousy rendition of this land is your land on the side of the...
I mean, you got a really good point. Like, what's the point of creating an ICE tracker if not to enact violence on ICE? Like, why else would you need to track them? But shout out Tove. Honestly, yes, I believe the Dems want a civil war. Yeah, I know. I mean, look how Gavin Newsom is talking. Look how all of them are talking. They're talking as if somebody who's lost the game, so they just want to flip the board. It's like they can't win the chess game, so F it. Let's not play chess no more. We just throwing hands now. It's like, well, okay then. And shout out to Hellbass. Sanctuary cities are illegal, man. Tell that to Pritzker. Tell that to Pritzker and Johnson and every Democrat that runs a sanctuary city. Tell that to them because they need a reminding.
The street. This reeks of actually hilarious failure. I don't see this as a problem at all. It's comical, and they are co-conspirators, but they're also clowns. This will go away because there's no place to go with it. But it makes me wonder if you can crowdsource tracking of ICE, and could you do that to the police too? If you can alone define what a law is, then you could crowdsource. Why not crowdsource cops, truant officers, anybody you want? Why don't we do it? Why don't we crowdsource the criminals? Why don't we crowdsource the affluent white liberals? Because that's a mob. We don't do that. And it doesn't end well. So, but given that a party is galvanizing a mob to thwart law enforcement that often arrests child rapists, and you thwart that, you're going to leave the community with nothing but mob rule. They're going to have to do it themselves. You don't want that. That never goes well. So I think what bugs me most about the Democrats right now is they believe illegals have an exemption that citizens don't. And that what I saw in Chinatown, that emboldens migrants from other countries who are cocky, and they harass the cops because they know there's nothing you can do about it. I saw it with my own eyes when I was there. I mean, if you can come here illegally, do the crime, and the laws don't apply, we're effed.
Well, look who they're trying to activate. And you've talked about this many times. Not only people who feel emboldened, but also people who are unwell.
Yes, like Jesse.
Jesse Waters, that's exactly.
I've never harmed anybody.
Well, you self-harm.
Self-harm. Look at my hair.
He has hurt their feelings.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News.
And all right, guys, let's go ahead and get over to CNN and let's see what they got to say. Let's see what their panel has to say. We listen to the 5. Let's listen to Abby Phillips.
This week, we saw unprecedented levels of defiance without guardrails. The president who pardoned a crypto convict who helped enrich his own family and his empire. And by the way, that empire needs the convict's firm to become even richer. He continues to bomb boats in the international waters, expanding the strikes to the Pacific now, and he's doing it all without